everybody. Hopefully you've been enjoying this 7-day devotional journey with us, and hopefully being challenged to shed some things, and empowered to recall some things of truth that were encouraging to you. And so I hope you've enjoyed this journey so far. And this is day 7, and I'm just hopefully able to share some encouragement. This last day is actually one of my favorites in that it's about something that's easy to forget, because we have no shortage of information that we can consume and learn and grow in this digital age. And I know, at least for me personally, it's sometimes easy to forget that we are called to go, to be salt and light, and to go and love and make disciples of the nations. And it can be easy to forget this second part of the gospel of knowing him, but then going as we know him. And I think about these workouts and all that we've experienced and all that we have come to understand about denying our flesh and looking to him and growing in love, and knowing that we're instruments to be made for him, to be used for him, prepared for every good work. And as we unpack that, we're about to walk into these opportunities. And I hope you leave these workouts and these devotionals knowing that you can be expectant of an opportunity to put them into practice. And I think about, personally for me, this past year, a couple instances, and some big, some small, but two that come to mind. One is small. One is I was just doing a workout, a Faith Fit workout, and it was about focusing on finding my joy in the Lord and all these things we know to be true, despite what's going on around us. And I walk upstairs from the basement where I was doing that workout, and my son, for whatever reason, decided to pretty much etch his name into our kitchen table. And I was immediately confronted with this crossroads of navigating my flesh and expressing love and the joy I said I had in the Lord, letting that reflect back onto my son, and just being confronted with that tension that I had just experienced in my workout, and then confronted with that in real life. And so that plays out. It played out immediately within a minute after my workout. But knowing that I'm called to go from this workout time that we were talking about with Faith Fit into those circumstances where I can be love, I can be salt and light in this world. And then a very additional tangible example came up this summer when everything in our country happened, as far as the racial tensions just rising. And talk about navigating the flesh. Now, I've experienced a lot of racism personally in my life. And so those moments and those instances and those tragedies brought up and stirred up a lot of fleshly things in me, a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of these things that are very real and related to trauma, and just because of what I've experienced. And I was again confronted with dealing with that, yet being asked to love my brother. My brother that looks nothing like me, that might not really understand where I'm coming from with all this pain, but God is asking me to love them so that we can go forth as brothers in Christ and do what he's asked us to do. And so being challenged to go in light of that is really hard. But I'm so grateful that I have been practicing that. This idea of saying, God, I give you what my flesh is telling me, and I ask you to empower me to love and go and be love to other people. Not dismissing my flesh. It's very real. The pain was very real, but also being in him and knowing that he can handle that and I can go and be love. And so a major opportunity there that I wasn't hoping for, but that kind of came about as relationships started to form with people that wanted to have conversation and talk about reconciliation and what race looks like in light of the kingdom. And all of that work would have been impossible I believe if I hadn't been practicing this idea of turning to Christ in the midst of what my body and my flesh wanted so much, because if I wasn't able to do that, I would have not been able to have these conversations. And of course, all this was covered in other disciplines like reading and, just being in the Word and praying. But I am so grateful for the tangible practice that FaithFit has been able to allow me to go through, of knowing exactly how it feels to be in that pain, yet knowing I'm called to go and be love and be light. And so I hope that all of this culminates in you enjoying this going, being excited about this going, looking for opportunities to go. Because our prayer at FaithFit is that you are sharpened and that you go even sharper so that you can be so effective for the kingdom. And so that's our heart. That's my story as of this year and how I've been impacted by this concept. And just excited to have you on this journey with us. And let's continue to be FaithFit together. Love you guys. Take care.